Turning Red has become one of the biggest Pixar films of all time, and fans are in love with it. It's just a very wholesome movie that deals with some very interesting and important topics for younger adults. Most importantly, it deals with issues not spoken enough about in the media. So stay tuned to today's video as we discuss why Pixar's Turning Red is such a rare coming-of-age tale. First up, Turning Red is amazing for younger adults to watch. Pixar have been pumping out classic after classic each and every year, but for the 25th film, they released Turning Red. When the trailers originally released, this film didn't seem like anything special aside from its very interesting animation style. It just seemed like your traditional big creature and small child story that we've seen many times before. However, when we finally got to understand the characters, the film revealed itself to be an interesting story about a mother and a child torn between the chaos of adolescence. The film has cutting-edge CGI, just like the original Toy Story did back in the day. Turning Red is designed to leave audiences crying with this coming-of-age story, with an allegory for puberty. As we all know, many Pixar films are allegories for many different things, but dealing with puberty is a brand new thing for them. We have had films like Inside Out, which teeter on the edge of it, but nothing that deals with it as in-depth as Turning Red does. The film even deals with the teenage protagonist's sexuality without overtly sexualizing the main character herself. The film is very special, and more films like this need to exist. Over the last few years, Pixar has been branching out and trying to get more international directors and creators for their projects. Turning Red was in fact directed by a Chinese-Canadian animator named Domee Shi. They are most well known for that Pixar short Bao, which was released in front of Incredibles 2 and even took the Herman Academy Award for how excellent it was. If you haven't watched Turning Red already, here's a quick synopsis of what happens. The film centers on middle schooler May, Rosalie Chang, a 13-year-old Chinese-Canadian living in Toronto in the early 2000s. In what feels like a Lisa Frank meets Kafka moment, she wakes up one morning to find herself inexplicably transformed into a huge but cuddly red panda. Of course, it's not actually inexplicable. The night before, her mother Ming, Sandra Oh, unable to handle her daughter's burgeoning hormones, thoughtlessly humiliated her in front of her classmates. Torn between contradictory emotions and bonds, May literally swore off having feelings ever again. Thankfully, unlike Kafka, this is a temporary situation with a genetic solution. As May learns, every woman in her family goes through sudden explosions of red fuzzies whenever they're emotional. May's mother kindly but sternly tells her daughter these feelings can be contained and tamed with a magic ritual, which the girl agrees to. After all, one cannot go see their favorite boy band in person if it's going to cause a bear attack. But when May's friends find out about her secret, they don't shun her. Instead, they embrace their sometimes a panda bud, and May finds herself stuck. Should she be a dutiful daughter and complete the magic ritual? Or should she discover herself, wherever that leads? Because of how common coming-of-age stories are becoming right now, Turning Red needed to do something much different to stand out. We have had a multitude of big and small screen coming-of-age stories of the last decade or so, as it's become much more popular to tell stories like this for the younger audiences. Pixar have even done a few themselves, like as we've mentioned Inside Out and Brave. However, having a different type of protagonist and a creature following her around Turning Red to something much different. Each character in Turning Red is well-rounded and unique to one another, as they all have their own interests and each story feels very distinct. In Pixar's past with dealing with adolescents, there is always a conflict between two characters. Whether it's Pixar's Merida and her mother being at odds, or Inside Out we have sadness, joy, and disgust attacking one another. Turning Red instead has a support circle around its protagonist despite the conflict we follow throughout the film. Female sexuality is also involved in the film without being exploitative or in any way sexualized. Of course, with this being Disney, they can't do anything like that, but it's nice to see them deal with such a topic without showing too much. The release of the red panda is mainly seen as a euphemism for the menstrual cycle. This is the main way the film deals with issues like this. The story is very interesting and is very important. We definitely need more like it. Maybe even a male version of this sort of thing. What do you think? Let us know down in the comments below. Hollywood and Pixar themselves are changing in such a great way as we are adding even more interesting stories to the world. More films and animated shorts are dealing with issues that need to be spoken about, and it's really amazing to see. Of course, more films like this will be round the corner, as Turning Red has done very well at the box office and people have seen through its meanings. Hopefully we get some soon, as this is a topic that really needs to be spoken about even more than it already is. Let us know down in the comment section below how you feel about all of this, and also if you enjoyed Turning Red or not. And now, on to some other Pixar and Disney news. Finally, when is Lightyear heading to Disney+? Ever since Lightyear was announced, many fans have been waiting for the film to get a release date on Disney+. Because of how amazing Disney+ is, it usually doesn't take long from its theatrical release to arrive on the streaming platform. Fans nowadays don't even watch these things in cinemas because it's much better for them to just wait a few months and catch the film with their family on the couch. The film hit theaters in June 2022 and just recently got a release date for streaming on Disney+. Disney announced that this amazing project will land on Disney+ on August the 3rd, 2022, meaning it releases just 47 days after its theatrical release. This is just fantastic and shows the power of the streaming platform. With other company films either don't release on streaming platforms or take almost a year to reach them. Even Blu-ray releases take much longer than this, but it's nice to see that a massive conglomerate streaming platform as Disney+ is able to get their products quick and fast onto the new platform. Of course, Disney earned the film rights, and the platforms was much easier for them to get into the streaming world. Other companies that Netflix have to buy the rights to these films and still even wait longer to get them on their platform. The fact that Lightyear is releasing under 50 days after its theatrical release is absolutely insane. It took Black Widow around 89 days, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings 70 days, Eternal 68 days, and finally Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness 47 days. This means that with each big release, Disney is decreasing the amount of time between its release in theaters and its release on the streaming platform. Soon enough, it will be an even quicker amount of time between release on the big screen and on the small screen. Of course, it's hard for them to make a day and a date as they still want to make money from its theatrical release, but it being around a month, 2 months after is the sweet spot. It gives families time to head over to the theaters if they can't afford it or have the time, but also allow them to enjoy the film before it gets completely spoiled online. Lightyear also played a big role this year, and having an open LGBTQ relationship in animated pictures throughout the film, we get hints to one of the main characters having a wife, but later on, we finally see them. This character actually wasn't there in the original pitch for the film, but was added later on to suit the agenda. Buzz clearly doesn't work in romantic situations, so it was nice to see another character got a very interesting love interest. Bulls couldn't get his second chance, but having another character experienced love in this film was fantastic. It's also really important for children to see that LGBTQ people have a voice and that it's fine to be open. The characters only share a kiss for a moment, but sadly, it was banned in many countries because of this. It's sad to see, but hopefully in the future, more films will be open about relationships like this. Let us know down in the comment section below how you feel about all of this and if you are ready to watch Lightyear when it releases on August 3rd on Disney+. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!